schoolboy attending a grammar school, and like many other boys and girls who are nearing the age of 16, I am now beginning to think seriously about the kind of job I would like to do. Our lessons cover a very wide range of subjects, and, believe me, we sometimes wonder why we have to bother with so many. It seems strange, doesn't it, that it's only when you are about to leave school that you realize how worthwhile it was, because it has fitted you to choose from a variety of jobs and get one you really like. I can see now that some of the aspects of school life are intended to build up your character and give you a balanced outlook. Even sports, you know, in addition to keeping you fit, help you to mix well and to take a few knocks without getting nasty about it. I have two friends who will shortly be leaving school. One is Joe Robinson. Joe's the chap in the centre. He's a good all-rounder and captain of the football team. The GCE shouldn't trouble him much. He is doing some heavy thinking at the moment about what kind of job he would like to get, and so is my other friend, Margaret Walker. She's the same age as Joe.
I wonder if I should go in for engineering. I've always liked mechanical things. Seem to feel for them somehow. Runs in the family too, if that's anything to go by. Wish I could be a bit more certain though. It's a big decision.
What about shorthand typing? I know there are lots of vacancies. I think you have to work fairly hard at first, but a secretary's job would be marvellous.
Perhaps I'd like a different job after all. But still, in engineering, where I'll design things instead of making them, it might suit me better.
Chemistry, of course, is terrifically exciting, and I have done pretty well at it so far. Some people seem to think it's more of a boy's job, but I know lots of girls who've gone in for it.
Then there's banking, of course. Nice, clean, dignified sort of job. They say there's plenty of room at the top, too. Must feel pretty good to be a bank manager, I should think, especially when you put on a stern expression and talk to a chap about his overdraft.
Of course, there are local government jobs, too. Pam's in a public library and seems to enjoy it. It must be rather interesting to see lots of people and to know what sort of books they like. Just think, philosophy, painting, nuclear physics, gardening, astronomy, murder stories, and love.
I'm going to miss school life, especially when I think of the boys who stayed on hoping to go to university. But I expect I'll soon settle down.
Yes, there's a lot to consider when you're about to leave school and start a career, and it's so very important because it has such a bearing on your future progress and even your happiness. But now, Margaret is home.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Margaret. Something gone wrong? Why are you looking so serious?
Oh, I'm all right. I've just been thinking.
You mean about Bill Barker, I suppose?
Oh, come off it, Mum. It was about a man who came this afternoon to give us a talk on ICI. It was smashing. He told us how to apply for a job at Birmingham and what the prospects were. I got one of the application forms from the headmistress. If you do get a job there, you've got to work hard, of course, and start going to night school. I was talking to Joan this afternoon. She's dead keen on nursing.
Oh, I think she's absolutely right. She's cut out for the job. I always thought so. What's Pat doing now? Has she got a job yet?
Oh, yes. She's been at Birmingham quite a while now, doing lab work. She's as keen as mustard. That's the sort of job I fancy. I think I'll fill that form in and see if I can get an interview. You can do that before you sit the GCE, you know. I know some others who've done it.
And so far as Margaret is concerned, a big decision has been made. And here's Joe, bent, it seems, on the same mission. And now 6 young people cross the threshold of the Commonwealth's greatest chemical factory to find out for themselves what laboratory work is like. 6 young hearts are surely beating faster as the interview approaches.
This is one of the school
So did I.
findings of that test.
I think it's a waste of time, going out of
Right, sit down now, will you? Now, the procedure this afternoon is in two parts. First, there are some written tests for you to do, and then after a short break, you will be interviewed by a member of the research department and myself. Now, these tests are not designed to tell us anything about your scientific knowledge, and they're quite independent of the school you come from. These tests depend only on your own particular powers of reasoning. That is the end of the tests, so will you hand in your booklet now, please? There will now be a short break for a cup of tea before your interviews, and then after that, I would like Robinson to come to my office first. Is that clear? Good.
Yeah. No, possible. Yes, pretty. Absolutely, very hard,
Yeah, I feel time, isn't it? About 3:30. Oh, yeah.
Time you were going.
Come in. Oh, hello, Robinson. Come in and have a seat, will you?
Yes, thank you.
Well, you've brought some very fine weather with you this afternoon.
Yes, it's changed quite a lot.
Yes, indeed it has. And how do you feel about leaving school this summer?
Well, sir, I have rather mixed feelings. It's all like starting a new life altogether. I shall miss all my school activities, of course, and most of my school pals. And, of course, the long school holidays. But on the other hand, I'm looking forward to starting a career in a subject that interests me a great deal.
Well, now, I've been looking through your application form, which gives us a certain amount of information, but I'd like to know a little more about yourself. And I expect you'd like to know a little more about us and the sort of work which a laboratory assistant does. You see, we think it's so important that for you and for us, that you get into the right sort of post when you leave school.
Yes.
And now the interview is well underway. Joe responding quickly to the friendly atmosphere, talking easily about himself, his home, and his progress at school. He is told that he'll be given time off work for further studies and encouraged to sit for higher examinations, and that if he does well, he may be able to go to university. But even if he is not one of the fortunate ones who are able to do this, some achievements in passing examinations will be valuable to him. In due course, he will be considered for promotion, first of all to the lower grades of Assistant Technical Officer. As his knowledge of scientific subjects increases, he will be able to accept further responsibilities. And now the interviewer asks Joe to talk about his hobbies.
I'm also one of the founder members of the school chess club. At weekends I do a lot of camping with the scout troop. When I get a spare evening, I'm usually playing football, and I was elected captain of the house team and vice captain of the school second 11. In the summer I'm usually playing cricket, but I'm not so keen on cricket as I am at football.
I see, yes. Well, you certainly seem to have made full use of your leisure time. Now, you've told me quite a lot about yourself, and I find it very interesting indeed. Are there any special points you would like to raise yourself?
Well, I would like to know more about the sort of work a lab assistant does.
Yes. Well, now, I can only give you a very brief outline of the great variety of work which goes on in the research department, and the sort of work a laboratory assistant would be called upon to do. For instance, a great deal of research is connected with fertilizers, towards the improvement of the quality of the existing fertilizers and the discovery of new ones altogether.
Fertilizers are amongst Billingham's most important products, the annual output being well over 1 million tons. They're used by farmers throughout the land and are also exported to other countries. They vary in composition to suit the needs of different crops. Sulfate of ammonia, which is of crystalline form, is always in great demand, but other fertilizers are made in granular form. This apparatus measures the amount of dust made when fertilizer granules are rubbed together. Compressed air blows them through the apparatus under standardized conditions. Routine tests are, of course, essential in order to ensure that products are being kept up to the required standards. A machine designed and made in research department is used to test the storage properties of the granules, a measured amount of the sample being used. Here again, conditions are standardized, and to ensure uniformity of tests, a 10-kilogram weight is used to apply pressure. Hot air is circulated round the apparatus, and after a predetermined period of time, the strength of the cake is measured. There are nowadays many pieces of equipment which enable the chemist to work more quickly and accurately than before. And amongst these, one of the most useful is the Geiger counter, which has many applications in the research department, including the measurement of the potash content of fertilizers. As you would expect, the industrial laboratory is bigger and more complex than that of the school. Many different kinds of tests are made in this room, mostly on the several building products which are made at Billingham. The properties of building materials are, of course, very important, and a uniformly high standard can only be maintained by means of regular laboratory tests, one of which is to determine the compression strength of cement.
The scene changes. Now the emphasis is on organic compounds, complex and varied. Now it is the realm of the chemistry of carbon, modern ideas, modern apparatus in action, searching, probing, finding out with precision the degree of purity of complicated organic structures in a world of shining glass, of flasks and tubes, digestion under reflux, frothing, bubbling liquids. Distillation, condensation, fractionation, the constant changing of physical state, turbulent liquid everywhere, changing to vapors by the application of electric heat, only to be changed back again by a cold water jacket. More apparatus for distillation, but different, more complicated. And here, a larger unit supplying fractions for further experiments. Here, glowing heat changes oil to gas, making ethylene on laboratory scale. Heat and cold, cold and heat, so it goes on. Sometimes at high temperatures, sometimes at low, colder than Arctic winter. Now, in a typical research laboratory of a modern factory, familiar practical operations go on, result after result being carefully noted from each series of experiments and given to electric machines to work out, faster, more accurately than man can do it. The result obtained so factually, so undramatically, may hold the answer to a research problem, may point a guiding finger to the future.
A vital factor in many processes is the catalyst, which enables a reaction to take place. Many hundreds of different catalysts are made in the laboratory from pure metal salts. They vary in composition and preparation, but all are made up from calculated amounts of the pure raw materials. As in all laboratory work, care and accuracy are needed. But the apparatus is simple, and the operations of a kind familiar to all schoolboys. To work efficiently, the catalyst should not interfere with the flow of the gases or liquids which pass through it. Uniform cylindrical pellets satisfy this requirement because they do not pack closely and can be turned out by the thousand. Tests are applied on each batch as it is made, to make sure that the pellets will stand up to handling without falling to pieces. In order to test the activity of the catalyst, plant conditions are simulated by the use of a miniature converter, which is put into a tubular furnace. After the apparatus has been made ready and the correct temperature reached, the materials to be converted are fed into the unit. Finally, the product is tested on an ORSAT apparatus.
Bar is only a small part of the work of the research department. In some of the other laboratories, work of quite a different nature is carried on, and in which laboratory assistants are also employed.
Very different from the sort of laboratory work done at school is the testing of apparatus designed to remove dust from gases, and thus avoid pollution of the atmosphere around the factory. The dust travels down the feeder and into the ejector funnels, after which it enters the inlet of the de-duster unit, which in this instance is a proprietary one. The dust which has been collected in the filter is sieved to remove the coarser particles. The amount of dust entering and leaving the de-duster are a measure of its efficiency. A mechanical shaker samples down the fines, and a wetting agent is added, followed by a liquid in which the dust can disperse, but one in which it will not dissolve.